Welcome to our channel. Today we embark on a journey to uncover those places where danger lurks and caution is paramount. Join me as we venture into the top 10 most notorious places on Earth in 2024. Let us begin our exploration. Our journey begins in Angola, a nation on the southwestern coast of Africa, a land of staggering beauty and abundant natural resources. Yet beneath this veneer lies a darker reality. Decades of civil war, ending only recently in 2002, have left an indelible scar on this nation. Petty crime is rampant, particularly in urban centers, posing a constant threat to locals and visitors alike. The infrastructure ravaged by years of fighting remains fragile, hindering essential service and economic progress. Corruption is deeply entrenched, hindering development and exacerbating existing inequalities. However, Angola's resilient spirit and rich cultural heritage offer hope for a brighter future. We move now to the Central African Republic, a nation grappling with chronic instability and violence. For years, this landlocked country has been embroiled in a vicious cycle of coups, rebellions, and intercommunal clashes. The lack of effective governance has created a vacuum, allowing armed groups to operate with impunity. The result is a complete breakdown of law and order, with widespread human rights abuses. The humanitarian crisis is dire, with millions in need of urgent assistance. Despite the immense challenges, glimmers of hope emerge from the unwavering spirit of the Central African people. Local communities are working tirelessly to foster peace and rebuild their shattered lives. Our journey takes us next to South Sudan, the world's youngest nation, yet one burdened by a history of conflict and suffering. Born from decades of struggle for independence, South Sudan has been plagued by civil war since 2013. Millions have been displaced from their homes, seeking refuge in neighboring countries or within South Sudan's borders. The war has crippled South Sudan's infrastructure and economy, leaving the majority of the population in dire poverty. Despite numerous peace agreements, violence continues to flare up, perpetuating the cycle of suffering. The international community grapples with how to best support South Sudan in its quest for peace and stability. We venture now to the war-torn nation of Syria, a country ravaged by over a decade of brutal conflict. What began as peaceful protests in 2011 quickly escalated into a complex civil war. The Syrian people have endured unimaginable suffering, caught in the crossfire between the government, various rebel groups, and terrorist organizations. Cities lie in ruins, ancient heritage sites are reduced to rubble, and millions have been displaced from their homes. The humanitarian crisis in Syria is one of the worst in recent history, with millions in desperate need of food, water, shelter, and medical care. The psychological scars of war, particularly on children, will take generations to heal. Our journey takes us now to Afghanistan, a landlocked nation in South Central Asia, marked by a long and turbulent history. After decades of conflict, culminating in the return of the Taliban to power in 2021, Afghanistan remains a nation grappling with instability and uncertainty. The Taliban's takeover has had a profound impact on Afghan society, particularly for women and girls who face severe restrictions on their freedoms and rights. Despite the challenges, the Afghan people demonstrate remarkable resilience. striving to rebuild their lives amidst ongoing uncertainty. Navigating the complexities of Afghanistan's political landscape and finding a path towards a more peaceful and prosperous future remains a significant challenge. Our journey continues to the Horn of Africa, to Somalia, a nation synonymous with piracy and prolonged internal conflict. For decades, Somalia has been ravaged by civil war, its fragile government struggling to exert control over a country fractured by clan rivalries and extremist groups like Al-Shabaab. The absence of a strong central authority has allowed piracy to flourish in Somalia's territorial waters, disrupting international shipping lanes. Beyond piracy, Somalia faces widespread poverty, food insecurity, and limited access to basic services like healthcare and education. Despite these challenges, the Somali people have shown remarkable resilience, striving to rebuild their lives and communities. The international community continues to play a crucial role in supporting peace-building efforts and providing humanitarian assistance. We arrive now in Yemen, a nation on the Arabian Peninsula, embroiled in a devastating conflict that has pushed it to the brink of famine. What began as a civil war in 2014 has escalated into a proxy war, drawing in regional powers and devastating the country. Years of relentless airstrikes, ground fighting, and blockades have decimated Yemen's infrastructure and triggered a catastrophic humanitarian crisis. Millions are struggling to survive, facing acute food shortages, outbreaks of preventable diseases, and the constant threat of violence. Despite numerous attempts at peace talks, a lasting solution to the conflict remains elusive. The international community faces immense challenges in delivering aid to those in need. Our journey takes us now to South America, to Venezuela, a country grappling with a profound crisis, marked by hyperinflation, shortages, and social unrest. The crisis stems from government mismanagement, corruption, and international sanctions. Millions struggle to afford basic necessities. Yet, the Venezuelan people show remarkable resilience. Our journey takes us to Iraq, a nation burdened by a tumultuous history. From the Iran-Iraq War to the Gulf War, the US-led invasion and the rise of ISIS, Iraq has endured decades of conflict. While strides towards recovery are made, the scars of war run deep. The country remains deeply divided along sectarian lines. Despite efforts to rebuild, Iraq faces challenges like corruption and unemployment. The fight against terrorism remains a major focus. Our final destination takes us to North Africa, to Libya, a nation struggling to emerge from a decade of chaos and conflict. Since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011, Libya has been mired in a civil war, with rival factions vying for control of the country and its vast oil resources. The absence of a strong central government has created a power vacuum, allowing armed groups and militias to flourish, operating with impunity. Human rights abuses are widespread, with migrants and refugees particularly vulnerable to exploitation and abuse. Despite numerous attempts at brokering a political solution, Libya remains deeply divided. The international community faces significant challenges in supporting a peaceful resolution to the conflict and addressing the dire humanitarian situation. As we conclude our journey to the world's most notorious places, it's important to remember that these are just a handful of the many challenges facing humanity. While these destinations might be off limits for the foreseeable future, it's crucial to stay informed and engaged in seeking solutions. Consider venturing to the stunning landscapes of Iceland, the majestic mountains of New Zealand, or the charming villages of Switzerland. Stay safe and happy travels.